Right. All right. Peace and wellness, family. I hope that y'all are well and happy and whole and all that good stuff. Happy full moon, y'all. Today is the peak day of the full moon in Libra. I already did a video on that. So if you need some information about today's full moon in Libra, then go back and watch that video. Okay. The intention for this video is for us to discuss eclipse season because, baby, let me tell you something. I have been seeing so much centered around eclipse season. And when I say so much, y'all, I'm talking about people talking about it. We in the last days, the rapture is coming, and all these crazy things that people are just putting out about eclipse season. And a lot of folks are believing this, right? A lot of folks are, getting sucked up into the fear mongering and the negativity around eclipse season. So my intention for this video is for us to really talk about what eclipse season is. What does it even mean to have a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse? And I also want to talk about how eclipse season may impact our energy. And let's really unpack some of the fear, but shift that fear to wellness. Because as we know, family, all energy can be utilized for our wellness if we know what to do with that energy, right? All of the planetary alignments and possibilities of alignment can work for our wellness if we know what to do during that time. So let's get into it, y'all. We are currently, presently, today, in eclipse season. We had a partial lunar eclipse. It was a penumbral eclipse. And essentially, y'all, anytime we're talking about an eclipse is simply put, the light being blocked. That's all an eclipse is. An eclipse is light being blocked. That's it. Now, when we're talking about astrology, right, and we're talking about having a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse, it's important to note a couple things, okay? Now, when we speak about a lunar eclipse usually only occurs during a full moon. And when we talk about a lunar eclipse, it's important to note that a lunar eclipse occurs when the earth is between the sun and the moon. So the sun's light cannot appear or cast its light on the moon. Now, today we had a partial lunar eclipse because only the earth's shadow was blocking the moon from the sun, right? And it only was partially blocked. So there's two types of eclipses. You can have a partial eclipse or a total eclipse. A partial eclipse only means a part of the light is blocked. And a total eclipse means all of the light is blocked. So with the lunar eclipse, the earth is between the moon and the sun. Now with a solar eclipse, and keep in mind, a lunar eclipse only occurs on a full moon. Now with the solar eclipse, a solar eclipse occurs when the moon is between the sun and the earth. And it usually only occurs on a new moon, right? Now it's important to note the difference here. It's important to note the difference here because with the upcoming solar eclipse that we have on April 8th, that will be a total solar eclipse where the new moon will fall between the sun and the earth, and it will completely block the light of the sun. Okay, so it'll be very visible. It will last about 4 to 5 minutes. I believe it's like 4 minutes, 36 seconds. They're estimating it's going to last. And all you'll be able to see is a ring around the moon. And that ring will be the residual light from the sun as it's being blocked by the moon. Okay. Now, I have to say this, right? A lot of people, when they talk about eclipse season, they speak about it from a very fear-based perspective. And it's because of a lot of the fear is centered in the fear that people have of darkness, right? Like we're talking about an eclipse, whether solar or lunar, we're talking about light being blocked, right? And we're talking about the energy of light being blocked, and it can bring in some darkness. Now, historically, imagine, right, before we had science that could tell us what was going on, imagine the ancestors back in the day. They are just outside and they're in the field and they're doing their thing. They're harvesting. They're doing whatever they're doing. Our indigenous people doing whatever they're doing. They may be doing a spiritual ceremony, whatever. Their regular housework, chilling. And imagine if all of a sudden it got super dark. It's supposed to be broad daylight, but suddenly just darkness fell. You look up and you can't see the sun, or you look up and you can't see the moon at night. imagine what would be going through your mind, right? So anytime eclipses occurred, of course it struck a fear because there was no explanation for why this type of darkness would occur. Why is the sun being blocked? Why is the moon being blocked? Well, now thankfully we have science. And science has explained that it's all about the alignments of the sun, the moon, and the earth. So again, with the lunar eclipse, the earth is between the moon and the sun, and with the solar eclipse, the moon is between the sun and the earth, right? And some light is being blocked or obstructed. Now, I need y'all to understand that right now we are in eclipse season. Eclipse season occurs annually. Every year we have an eclipse season. This year we have two eclipse seasons. Our first eclipse of the year was today, and we have another total solar eclipse, and that will be April 8th. Then the second eclipse season starts, and that one starts September 18th, and then we have another eclipse that will occur October 2nd. So it's important to note that this year is two eclipse seasons. Each eclipse season can have about 2 to 3 eclipses. During eclipse seasons, people often become very frantic, very fearful, right? Because it's like, okay, this eclipse season is happening and it's seen as like a time of darkness. But what really is eclipse season? Why is it seen as this time of darkness? Is it just because the light is being blocked? What is happening energetically, spiritually during eclipse season that people are so afraid of? Two things. Number one, eclipse season is known for bringing a spiritual energy of major change and transformation. Okay? Major change and transformation. And as we know, people fear change, people fear transformation, right? Why? Because they can't control it usually. A lot of people want to be comfortable, they want to be still, and they are afraid of the unknown. When I say a change is coming, or someone says, oh, you're about to go through a big transformation, people want to know, well, what's the change? What's the transformation? What's going to happen? And y'all, that's really centered in ego and the desire to control. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to recommend that everybody do during any eclipse season, but especially this one, is step out of your ego. We have to check our ego and we have to be willing to release control. A lot of folks right now are asking, well, what should we be doing? What should I do during eclipse season? I'm sorry, y'all, 1 second. They're asking, like, what should I do during eclipse season? What can I do? Release control. That's the first thing you can do. Release control, mind your ego, and all of that. Just let go. Let go and allow transformation to happen. Allow evolution to flow. But trust the universe that it is all working in your favor. It's all working in your favor. You are evolving for the better. Any transformation or change that happens in your life is for the better. Now, what could that transformation or change look like? And again, this is where it gets scary for a lot of people because it's often unknown. What that looks like often depends on how the lunar eclipse is occurring and when it is occurring. Right now, our eclipse season is based in South Node. South Node is all about the past, right? So a lot of the changes and transformations that people are experiencing is dealing a lot in the past. It's dealing a lot in past relationships. It's dealing a lot in healing work that needs to be done from the past. So this is transformation and change that could occur that will allow you to heal and break free and potentially release some people that are no longer aligned with you, release some habits and some things that are no longer aligned with you. So this eclipse season is more of like a shedding season for a lot of people. Now, why are some people afraid of that? Why are some people afraid of shedding? Why are some people afraid of letting go of things that are attached to them from the past? It's because that's all they know and that's all they're comfortable with, right? Some people will rather carry dead weight than no weight at all. And I need y'all to really understand that. Some people will rather walk around broken because they don't know what healing and wellness even looks like for them. So they're staying in their comfort zone. Some people will rather have unhealthy attachments than no attachments because they fear being alone, right? So oftentimes when we're talking about change and transformation and evolution and being in the shedding season, people are like, shed what? I don't want to let people go. I'm comfortable where I am. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I always tell y'all that if you really want to grow, if you really want to elevate, you really want to get to the next level, which is a new level, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And let me be clear, only thing I can compare it to is being the new kid in the classroom. When you're trying to get to the next level of your life, you will be the new kid in the classroom. It's not always comfortable being the new kid. I've been to quite a few schools when I was young. I know that new kid feeling, right? So having to be the new kid is not always comfortable. But you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable because that new level, that new space, that new classroom may be a better fit than where you were before. And when you trust your wellness, you know that it's better. You know that anything the universe aligns you with is for your good, it's for your wellness. So trust the change and transformation with eclipse season, especially this eclipse season, the upcoming total eclipse, a lot of people are talking about it in a sense of like the rapture is coming. We're in the last days. This is gonna happen. That's gonna happen, and they're even like bringing up, Egypt and the 3 days of darkness and all kind of stuff, right? And they're talking about how the National Guard is being deployed to certain places. Let me be very clear: when we're talking about an eclipse, right? A lot of people, especially a total solar eclipse, think about how that is and what that looks like. We're talking about the sun being blocked by the moon, completely blocked by the moon for 4.5 minutes. People are traveling from all over to areas where the eclipse will be visible, right? So folks are traveling from all over. Thousands and thousands of people are flooding these small towns and smaller cities to be able to get a sighting of the eclipse. Y'all, anytime there's a major event somewhere, especially in a small town or a small city that they're not accustomed to, they call on the National Guard for security. I currently live in New York, y'all. We have become a safe state for migrants. Us being a safe state for migrants means our population has dramatically increased recently. We have the National Guard in train stations, walking down the streets in the city, patrolling the city because we have a sudden increase in population. So when you see a news article and they're like the National Guard is being deployed on April 8th for the eclipse, it's because it's going to be an increase in population, y'all. And people, smaller towns and cities don't have the police capacity to be able to patrol and secure. So don't allow things like that to push you into the fear that the rapture is coming in. The government knows something that they're trying to keep against us. They're trying to destroy. Don't get wrapped into that, y'all. This is when we have to really tap into our logic and trust our wellness. Again, one of the major things with eclipse season is that change and transformation is coming. But when you trust your wellness, you don't fear change and transformation because you know it's all working out for your good. Don't get sucked up into the news articles and all of that and the parallel times. People talk about, April 8th is the anniversary for the 3 days of darkness. And so was the last April 8th, and the April 8th before that, and the April 8th before that, and the April 8th before that. Like, like I need everybody to relax. Relax. Okay. Embrace this time. And again, it's not a thing of like you should be doing I'll get to that at the end, but I'm not you shouldn't be doing overly doing anything when it comes to like manifestation and all of that, right? You really just want to be still. A lot of this work is internal work because of a lot of the manifestations and changes that's going to happen from this eclipse season is going to be based on the internal. That brings me to the next thing. Eclipse season is not only known for transformation and changes, it's also known as a karmic season. Okay. Eclipse season is known as a karmic season. Why are you afraid of your own karma? What have you done? What do you be doing? What type of time are you on? And when anytime we are in a karmic season, people are like, oh, it's a karma season, it's a season of karma, it's a season of karmic debt, it's a season of karma. And I'm like, bring let's go. Let's go. When you sow good seeds and you do right and your intentions are well and your energy is well, karma is well for you. I need us to realize, and I've done a whole video on karma, so I'm not going to go into full depth, but I will do, I'll graze over the topic of karma, right? I need y'all to know that karma is not a negative thing. Karma is good. And no matter what you want to call it, right? Because some people don't like using the term karma because, oh, that's not our culture, or I don't believe in that religion that karma comes from. But karma ranges across religions, across cultures, whatever. Some people say karma. Some people say the energy you put out is the energy you get back. In the Bible, do unto others as you want done unto yourself. Treat others how you want to be treated. Those cultural philosophies, religious philosophies, karma runs across cultures and religions, right? But it's really about understanding the energy that you put out is the energy that you will get back. We do not fear karmic seasons when we know our energy is and has been well. Okay? So when people are afraid of karma and they're talking about karmic seasons from a fear-based space, I'm like, what have you done? What are you doing? What type of time are you on? For me, that's a red flag about your energy. Because if you are afraid of your own energy being returned to you, what do you know about your energy that you ain't telling us? Huh? What you got going on that you ain't telling us? Huh? Okay, we don't fear karmic seasons. I embrace a karmic season as a harvest season because my energy is well. I'm mindful of my intentions, and my choices reflect my intentions. And I have to say that because karma is not based on one choice. Karma is not based on one choice. Karma is based on a series of choices. And let's do the domino effect, right? The series of choices is based on your intentions, right? So it's not about the performance of action. Karma is not the performance of action. It's based on the choices you made to act and what was those choices based on? What was the intention when you made those choices, right? Now, this is the thing. Your intention is based on your energy. When your energy is well and you are considerate of the all of spirit, other humans, animals, nature, the universe, when your energy is well and considerate and centered in love, your intentions for other people are well and considerate and consistent of love. Okay. It consists of love energy, peace energy, joy. That's what your intentions are when your energy is that. And the choices you make are choices based in love and consideration and peace and wellness and all of that. Your choices, series of choices, determine your karma. So, karma comes from a series of choices that come from your intention, and your intentions are a manifestation of the energy you carry. Why are you afraid of a karmic season? What series of choices have you made that you know your intentions were not well? Therefore, you are fearful that that lack of wellness that you carried within you, that hurt, that harm that you carry within you, that jealousy, that envy that you carry within you are afraid that that energy is going to come back to you. Why are you afraid of a karmic season? Right? So when people are talking about eclipse season and they're like, karma, this is a karmic time, karma is happening. You need to be afraid, be scary, be did. No, I'm not afraid of the fruits from the tree I have planted because I know my seeds are wellness. I know the fruits that are born from the trees that I plant are fruit of wellness and kindness and peace and consideration and abundance and generosity, because those are the seeds that I have planted. So I embrace karma season as a harvest season. You see what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. So you mean the good energy that I'm intentionally putting out, I'm going to get back? Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, ancestors. We embrace that, right? So eclipse season shouldn't be something that you fear because of change and transformation, because we embrace change and transformation because we know it's going to help us be better. It's going to help us get to the next level. We don't fear eclipse season because it's a karmic season, because we know we've been sowing good seeds, right? So we don't fear that. We embrace our karma. So really, this eclipse season, through my lens, right, is about harvesting the wellness and the good energy that we've put out. And it's about getting to the next level and releasing anything that does not align with us as we get to the next level, right? So, what should we be doing during this eclipse season? I already talked about checking our egos, minding our intentions, being willing and open to release anything that doesn't align with us, releasing control. And the other thing I want you to do is be still. Be still. Be still. Don't be obsessed about what do I need to do and should I. You don't need to charge any crystals. You don't need to make any moon water. You don't need to do anything. Be still. Be still. Center yourself in gratitude. Center yourself in peace. Center yourself in wellness. You really have to vision this time as like a shift in change. Everything moving around, and you are just still and allowing yourself to be moved and shifted in your divine alignment, right? A lot of meditation right now, a lot of breath work right now, a lot of yoga, easy movements is good right now. Journaling would be helpful. Doing a burning release ceremony, especially right now during this full moon time, doing a burning release ceremony to release anything that doesn't align with you. You need to really be mindful of how you communicate. That's another thing, right? So April 8th, we have the total solar eclipse. That will be the new moon is going to be blocking out the sun. So the new moon will be conjunct with the sun in Aries, right? So a lot of fire energy, that eclipse is happening. We also have Mercury, which will officially be in retrograde at that time. With that being stated, that's not the time that you really need to be telling your business and talking about your next steps and your next levels. That's not the time. Be still, be silent, be in your own world right now. This is really a solo trip, a solo conversation. Be in your own world right now. I do want to give the warning that, and I talked about this during the full moon video. Y'all, the full moon, we have the eclipse and everything. The full moon peaks today. A lot of people are feeling very emotional right now. That's normal during eclipse season because of the change and transformation. So feeling extra emotional, feeling very like, oh, so things are going on. Maybe even a little bit emotionally chaotic where you're having like bursts of emotions out of nowhere. That's normal right now because of the energy of change and transformation and universal shifts that's happening. It's okay, embrace that. But you also need to be mindful that you are not the only one who's in an emotional space. So that's why I said it's going to be important to mind your communication, mind how you're talking to people. It- I have to say this, but I want y'all to understand that this is for your awareness, not to be walking around in fear. If you notice, there's been a lot of situations where there's been like, why? I know here in New York, there's been wild things happening based off of little arguments. People are having like little small scuffles and disagreements, and it's turning out into people being unalived, right? Young people, older people, all kind of crazy things is happening based off of little verbal disagreements is starting. So that's why I'm saying be mindful of your communication, because right now, family, you're not the only person that is feeling emotional. You're not the only person that's feeling erratic. And some people are being impulsive and acting on those erratic, chaotic emotions. That's that Aries energy. We have an Aries sun. On April 8th, we'll have an Aries new moon. It will all be conjunct with Mercury retrograde in Aries. So that impulsive action being based off of chaotic emotions is not healthy. So again, no going back and forth with nobody, no arguing with anybody. People may be acting outside of themselves. A lot of people may start feeling more anxious, worried about things that they cannot control. You have to be aware of the behaviors of others and act accordingly. That's why I said this is the best time to kind of be solo and do your own thing. Really be in a space of like solitude and peace and meditation, right? You don't make impulsive decisions. You don't verbally respond to people impulsively. You mind your emotions, right? Release control, be mindful, be still, and trust your wellness. As as Paulo Coelho said in The Alchemist, you always have to trust that the universe is working in your favor. The universe is working in our favors. You have to say that to yourself. The universe is working in my favor. The universe is working in my favor. The universe is working in my favor. Anything that is aligned with me is for my wellness. If it is not for my wellness, it shall go away from me. Okay. And you just have to trust that and repeat that to yourself. So anytime you're feeling like, okay, something is happening, or I don't know what's next, the unknown, anytime you're in that space of the unknown, embrace it as a space of giving the universe the opportunity to show up for you and trusting that it is all for your wellness, right? So don't fear the unknown. Don't go down the rabbit holes of the conspiracy theories and all of that, right? Don't do that. Trust your wellness. It's okay. It's okay. You will be well. Tap into anything that works for you, that helps you ground and feel peaceful and calm and all of that. I told y'all in the full moon video, this is the time where you want to increase your citrus, right? So increase your intake of like grapefruits and lemons and oranges and all the citrusy things that you can, whether you want to diffuse the oils or eat them or make a tea or even smudging some. I smudge some ground lemon pills is super duper helpful. Increasing your use of cloves, smudging with cloves to cleanse out any negative energy, anything that doesn't align with you will be helpful during this time. And those are like little simple things you can do along with your breath work, along with your yoga, along with your meditation. Okay, just to kind of keep you calm and at peace. Your black tourmaline for protection, your rose quartz for love energy, your amethyst, your sapphire for love and glamour, your amethyst for peace and calm. Crystals like that, right? You want to carry and keep close to you during this time. Your lapis lazuli for clearing out that throat chakra and helping you have positive communication. Okay, so things like that. Labradorite to help you emotionally balance and be well. Okay, that will be helpful. Those are some crystals that will be helpful for you. Okay, family. I love y'all dearly. I really just wanted to come on here and touch on that and to remind you, no fear. In the words of Nina Simone, no fear. No fear. We are well. We are well. We are well. And it is easy. It is easy. Ashe. Ashe. Much love, Goddess Star. I appreciate the donation. Much love to you and family. I will see y'all soon. Wellness community, butterflies in the sky. I see y'all. Okay. I love y'all dearly. Much peace, family. Happy full moon. Happy eclipse season. Okay. This is a beautiful time of transformation, positive shifts, and beautiful karma. We are harvesting the fruits of the seeds that we have planted, and it is well. Much love, y'all. Much peace.